Charity Gaming Guild proudly brings to you
Charity Gaming Guild presents
The Charity Gaming Guild presents
the
Nat Pun
Pun
Podcast.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to the community episode. We're back, baby! Thank you so much for your patience after our hiatus where we have been away, but now we are back. And for those of you who are still around, thank you so much. Thanks for listening. We love you guys. Our community episode is a special one. Oh, and why? Why, you ask, is it special? Because we have had a guest. This has been a month of guest episodes. So we have a slightly different format to what we would normally go through. It's not community topics. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is literally a community topic. That makes sense. I'm sure.
That's what you're doing that.
Taxi for Bertie.
Wasn't good chocolate bar, was it? The topic chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, what has a hazelnut in every bite?
Yeah.
Squirrel shit.
So as always, I'm joined by my fantastic co-hosts. We've got Ish.
Hello.
We've got Andy.
I only answer to execrable Andy now.
Well, I can't say it, so
Execrable.
you're executionable.
Okay, hello.
Executionable.
We've got John.
Hi.
And for this week, we've got Stuart. Welcome. Dude, bud.
I'm right.
Yeah, you're not too hot.
No, I'm sitting directly in sunlight.
Yeah, I
can't
did-
fight.
Trust me, he's not hot.
No.
No.
There
I've
were
seen a mirror.
Yeah, there were a few moments when, knowing what my dad's like, I was like, "Oh, do you need some sunscreen for your head?" Because I do have to remind my dad sometimes. He is of the bald persuasion also, and he does sometimes forget.
You bald?
You're a grown man.
It's the choice.
Ah,
Bald.
I thought it was a swimming hat.
Jeepers. So, this week's episode is going to be all about stew.
No, good.
So, we have...
Gonna have fun listening back to this one.
Yeah.
We've got
Had to sound
58
my own voice at
questions.
The best time.
58?
There are... Well, I can't do math.
Ah, 58. I thought
There
it
are-
was 158.
Yeah, well, I had to get rid of some.
Do you want to try to couple back in again?
Yeah, we're going to bingo which questions we ask you,
Okay.
and then you're going to answer those questions. For any question you don't answer, you will be stabbed.
And have to pay us £50 each.
Was that part of the NDA I signed?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
the
right,
redacted
okay.
part.
Well, the entire black page, right?
Yeah, yes. The full that one had pictures on.
Oh, right.
If there's a clarify, that £50 does include Alan as well.
Yes.
Yes, well,
He's,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot the other presenter, Alan.
Alan one eye.
Alan
You're
one
English.
So, first question: how did you, Stuart, hear about the Charity Gaming Guild?
So, do you want the long version or the short version?
I mean,
Long
depends how long it's going to take for the episode, but sure.
So the long version is, a few years ago, a friend of mine wanted to play D&D for his stag do.
Nice.
That was what he wanted to do. And so Nathan, I believe all of you know Nathan, was co-opted to be the DM. And I turned up and I played in this game of D&D that I hadn't played D&D for about 15 years, something like that.
Okay.
I turned up and really enjoyed playing. I said to Nathan, "Are you going to be running anything else?" He said, "Yeah, blah, blah." And then I think it was a few months later, he mentioned that he was going to be taking part in a charity gaming thing, which then didn't happen because we all had a pandemic, and that was fun.
God damn you, COVID.
And then carried on playing D&D with Nathan, and then I believe, and I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, I believe the date got moved back, and because the dates got moved back so many times, the original player set that wasn't part of the original games dropped out. And then I think it was Ash said to Nathan, there's going to be an online version of the game, do you want to play? And that's how I ended up playing in that very first game of Malicious Divinity, run by Ash, and that's how I got involved. And it snowballed from there, and now I am part of the War Council. I have guested on this very podcast.
First guest.
The first guest on the podcast.
Inaugural, I believe is the word.
And purely because I like blowing my own horn, Not in that way. I thought I'd get there before all of you.
In a pervy way.
There you go. And my voice might sound familiar because I'm also the voice that introduces this podcast every week.
Let's look at that.
How would people recognise you because you put an accent on?
Do it now.
Do the voice.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
Do the intro
voice.
as you do it.
Do the intro right
Well,
now.
that's
right now.
you're gonna.
If not, it's 50 quid each, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know if genuinely I don't know if I can.
What do you need to get in character?
You say, welcome to the Charity Gaming Guild Nat Pun podcast. That's what you've got to say.
No, I can't do it.
Oh.
Not the
Good news,
It's a shame.
everyone. We're 50 quid off.
Yep, we'll send you our PayPal details.
Actually, I can't do it off the cuff. It took me 4 takes to get that.
He's got to warm up.
Warm up.
He's got the nervous.
Yeah.
The nerves.
What if you're going to have a nervous poo first? Will that help?
Not
I
in
had
my
that this
toilet.
morning.
I see.
How is your poo nervous?
Because he kept on looking at me funny.
Oh, that's fine.
Got googly eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how I got involved, and as I say, that was the first introduction to the world of the All Havens. Well, it was the All Havens back then, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah. Yeah, most of it was all
Yeah, so yeah, and that's how I got involved, and that's how it's kind of snowballed from there, to be honest.
Snowball. With the format, given that it is a episode where we're just asking you questions, similarly as John does, I will be sharing the presenter position, so it's not just me, because that would be horrendous. So, I want to ask some questions, please.
I'd love to ask you some questions.
You
The ones pre-prepared.
The pre-prepared, pre-approved.
Pre-approved.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
with
well,
lawyers.
right,
Do
Yeah.
those questions off air.
Yeah.
Right. So, obviously, you've been to a lot of our events, but which ones have you attended, and which would be your favourite so far, and why?
I think my favourite so far would probably be. I think it would probably be the first time I went to St Helens.
Was that Project Archelidon? Was that your first
Yes.
one, or did you one before that?
Yes. Purely for the fact it was because I'm not. I don't really have social anxiety to a degree, but I don't like putting myself in situations where I'm uncomfortable. However, because of the fact I'm part of this wonderful charity gaming guild, I was able to go and run a game of D&D for people I've never met before, never interacted before. 5-10 years ago, before I was involved in it, I would have never done that. I would never actually put myself forward for that. I would never put myself through the fear of doing that. So that was probably my favourite to run. I will answer this in 2 parts. To play, I would definitely say it was the first campaign you ran on a Tuesday night, which was
Divine Essence.
Divine Essence, because I played a character who I fell in love with, but for all the wrong reasons.
What, because he was a murder hyper wedge?
Yes, because he was an evil little git.
Oh my god, they're all of mine, am I?
Yeah.
All of mine?
Oh, yes.
They're all of mine. Okay, so we've spoken about events in the past, so events in the future. What upcoming event are you most excited for? Sorry, Andy was just swearing at me, for anyone's wondering why I'm laughing.
Doesn't
2
sound like
part
me.
answer. One is the Adventures next month.
Which you're playing on...
Johnstone.
yeah.
Palace of the Puck.
Hopefully by then you'll have an adventure to play.
Yeah. Johnny's still writing it.
Time.
Yeah.
Right.
In about.
Another week.
Palace of the Puppet Master. And
He even knows the name of it, John.
pay attention, mate. I even read the blog and everything.
Funny thing is, it's going to be an adventure about cheese.
Yeah. Which is your favourite cheese?
Wensleydale.
So yeah,
There's a camembert.
yeah. Palace of Puppet Master is the one I'm really looking forward to. In terms of running a game, the one I'm looking forward to running is probably the campaign day.
Subterranean Empire.
Yeah, purely for the fact that with the it's either campaign day or the adventure day. Campaign day is because the campaign day is structured because you turn up, you don't have a character, and then the DMs do what they like to create their character. Gives us as DMs a lot of free reign to just play with the rules and play with tropes and play with the stereotypes. The other one I'm looking forward to running is the adventure day. In June, I believe, we're running Adventure Day. Yeah, purely because I've got something planned.
I would hope so. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Well, no.
Yeah.
When I say I've got something planned, I mean I've planned it now, not the week before.
Ah.
Lovely. You mentioned Subterranean Empire and creating characters and stuff like that. So when you play D&D, what's your kind of go-to class? What's your favourite?
I don't think I have a favourite class.
If I hold a gun to your head.
For the
In terms
listeners,
of-
he's
in
not
terms of-
holding a gun to his head.
In terms of my personality, the two characters I enjoyed playing because of the way I play were Tumult, my Tiefling Barbarian, and Sam, my Halfling Rogue.
So a multi-class rogue barbarian would be
Yeah.
heaven to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how mechanically that would work.
Don't worry about that.
Find out.
But yeah, I might do that, but...
We spoke before, didn't we, when the Heroes of Faerun book came out, that a barbarian multi-class with rogue sign of the three, was it? Would be quite a nice
That's
combination.
cool,
So there
yeah.
you go. Next character.
I might
I
have
feel
to
like
do
that would suit your vibe as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, in the previous podcast, I think we did 3 weeks ago, you called me Infernal, so that does work.
Start of the month, yeah. Infernal Stuart.
Yeah.
Nice. You also mentioned, obviously you played D&D with Nathan, but did you say you were coming back to D&D? Hadn't played for a long time.
I played, I think it was 2nd edition.
How long ago did you very first start D&D?
So...
And how did that happen?
No, when I first started playing D&D, it was AD.
1342.
You say that? Probably was.
King John was on the crusade.
For the benefit of those listening, I am actually 1 billion years old, according to Ash and everyone else that's saying.
Apart from Andy,
Apart from Andy,
who
who's
gets
actually
jealous
2
about
billion years
anything?
old. No, basically, I think my love affair with role-playing games and stuff actually was born out of those fighting fantasy books.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone remember them? I know I'm really old, I might be reaching here.
I know of them.
Yeah, so you'd basically pick up a book and you'd read a section of text and it would go, do you want to go left? You turn to page 205.
Like the Goosebumps book.
Yes. Well, I used to collect the fighting fantasy books, and they had a very similar mechanic to D&D, in the sense you create your character, you put in stats, you then roll the stats when you do things, but they were very solo pursuit. And it was when I'd become friends with a group and they started playing AD&D and I joined in. That morphed into Vampire the Masquerade, which is another TTRPG, which I really love, which at some point hoping to run for the Charity Game Guild, but that's far in the future possibly. But yeah, I played AD&D, and then that group just ended. It just finished. The people that were playing just drifted apart, and I didn't play again till, as I say, literally when Nathan said, "Oh, friend, I'm running a game. I'm having a game for my stag do. Do you want to come?" Yeah, on. And I came across the best puzzle. I think it was in that game that Nathan ran. The best puzzle I've ever heard, which was a group of us, and the clue was, what is the one thing that noise will break? And
Usually silence.
Yeah, well, it took us about half an hour to work that out. Because every time any one of us spoke, he closed the door. So we'd all stop talking and the door would swing open. We'd go, "Oh, the brilliant slam." He did that to us 12 times.
Nice.
Until he eventually held up a piece of card above his DM screen saying, "You're overthinking it." So yeah, that was the first introduction back into D&D.
So it's similar to me because I used to read the cave paintings in my tribe's.
No.
Oh yeah, I remember them vaguely. They'd crumbled by the time I got there.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hello.
Alan's
on
made
the
a
move.
break.
Yeah, well, you made a break for freedom.
Alan's in. You also mentioned briefly there AD&D and also Vampire the Masquerade. Are there any other gaming systems that are involved with, or that you might want to be involved with?
I've played Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is, for those that don't know, Cyberpunk is effectively Blade Runner. I've also played Shadowrun.
Mm-hmm.
Shadowrun is a system whereby it's set in the modern day, but elves, orcs, vampires, dwarves all exist in the modern day. And there's quite a few other smaller games I've played. But I've always been interested in role-playing games in general because it's a collaborative storytelling. It's sitting around a table with friends or people that don't really like you,
What goes in that impression?
Just Philip.
I blame Bertie.
For the benefit of the listeners, Bertie looks shot.
How dare you?
Yeah, no. For me, it's escapism, and for those 2, 3, 4 hours, you don't have to worry about COVID. You don't have to bills. You don't have to. You can be someone else, and the same as watching a film. Only the film, you are part of it. You're making the decisions.
Absolutely, yeah. And just before I hand over to the geriatric Andy,
I'm sorry.
no, which one's your favourite? Out of all the games, which one is your favourite?
Vampire the Masquerade.
I knew you were going to say that, but I thought that was a question anyway.
The reason why I say Vampire the Masquerade over D&D is because I can literally run a game of Vampire the Masquerade from my head without any books or any notepad, because I know the system so well. D&D, I hope I'm a good DM. I hope I am running games for people who enjoy it. But there are still things I need help with, and I still need that, not crutch, but that support network of the books. And
Makes sense.
Whereas Vampire the Masquerade, because I've played it so extensively, to the point where I know the system, I know the characters, it's just innate.
It's just there.
Plus the fact, just a funny little story, there was a guy I used to play with years ago. He would fall asleep while playing Vampire the Masquerade, literally fall asleep, to the point where he was snoring. It would come to his turn or his action. He'd wake up, he'd go, I'd hit that guy over there, he'd do all the stuff and then go back to sleep.
What's his name, Andy Jenner? Because I've had experiences like that with you.
Have you got that ability as well? Because it's an ability I wish I had.
I used to fall asleep. They would have a conversation, and I would answer a question whilst asleep.
See, this is the thing. How do you do that? Because I wish I could.
Don't know.
Thank you for answering my questions.
That's all right.
Nothing further, Your Honour.
I plead the fifth.
And you say these are all pre-approved questions? Okay.
Hey,
So,
this is Bertie's
ask a
episode.
question that's not on the list, I will know.
so
And I shall wrath upon thee.
Just to get to the question, to the left.
do you prefer using your right or left hand?
There you go. There you go. I preempted the question.
We're rolling
Right.
dice.
So what do you enjoy doing either with or for the guild?
I really enjoy running games. I genuinely enjoy it, because every time I have run games for the guild, one is that branching narrative, and everything we do feeds into the next thing, feeds into the next thing, feeds into the next thing. I don't know of any other organisation, apart from like Critical Role, where they've got budget of huge amounts, they've got people running around. This is the only place I know that has a narrative that continues with every game that occurs within that narrative, and every place feeding in that narrative. Like, for example, stuff we've done on Tuesday night, on every table we've done, has somehow affected something else in the world. To the point where I believe one of our players on your table picked from the deck of many things and got a keep, which has now turned up on your table in a game he is currently playing.
He referenced to Ash first and then John.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a hard habit.
So Ash was running a game. He made us pick from a deck of many things. Martin Moore, who you probably meet at another game or one of the live events, he got a keep and he was really happy about it. At which point John decided to have that keep appear in a game that John was playing. Martin was playing a completely different character. For example, another example would be the Streets of Dragonmount campaign that Ash most recently ran. My character, Samhain Drekin, who was from Divine Essence, turned up in that game and was mentioned multiple times. I forgot I'd given that character a surname, and that surname was mentioned multiple times. It was until only after that game had finished that we were talking about that I realised it was my character all along.
I blame the DM.
I blame the DM too.
I definitely would.
I blame the DM for not footnoting it enough for my age.
Yeah. Should have dumbed it down a bit, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Now, this next question, I'm going to anticipate your interpretation, so I'm going to give you the option. I'd like you to tell me about, or tell us all about, your most memorable character, both ones you've played as, but also one you've played with.
So, my most memorable character I've played as is Samhain. He was the first character I played in the long form campaign. Well, not Malicious Divinity aside, which was run by Ash. That was
never intended to be a campaign.
Yeah, but that became a 4-shot, 5-shot.
Yeah, 4-5 something like that. Yeah.
So Cologne was my first character, and he died.
Oh.
Smelled nice.
Yeah, he had he had a really good scent. But he died. But Sam Hain was the first character I played in the long form campaign run by Ash. So he will always have a place in my heart as my most favourite character. In terms of characters I played alongside, Zeke, I have to give props to
He is
Zeke.
a character, yeah. I'll give you that.
Literally, every time I've played on a table with Zeke, his characters have always been memorable for one thing, maybe two things, but they've always had a unique thing about them. That you like, for example, Zeke, one of Zeke's characters, I wasn't even on the table, but I've heard about it, drank a god. So I can't hone on a particular character, but player, definitely Zeke.
Nice.
I mean, you may have just answered the next question. What, from all your experiences of playing in the game or running a game, what is your most memorable game moment?
Personally, it would be in Streets of Dragonmount when I actually used there was a moment where we had to stop. It was basically like a solar orb or something, leaving a theatre. And I was playing a tiefling barbarian, so I literally used my body to stop it. Which, in my mind, was perfect for the character because he just literally held on to it.
Oh, I thought you meant introduced it.
No, he never had that much charisma, if you remember. But
you role-played it well.
Yeah, I mean, I just played me. But yeah, he literally did the Pillars of Hercules, holding one side of the building and holding to prevent this thing from leaving. And I think I stayed in that position for like 5 rounds, just literally holding this orb, not leaving.
Action every round was don't shit yourself. Separate yourself.
Plus fusions, to be fair, to keep my buttock clenched.
Yeah.
But in terms of and thinking on, I've just remembered another one. Ash made of. I don't know if this was. I know what your intention for this item was, right? But I know I didn't use it.
Oh yes, I know.
You gave me an item that allowed Sam to swap bodies with another creature.
Yes.
I believe your intent was because during the narrative, Sam had died. He got brought back as a Githyanki because it was the reincarnation spell.
They're the green ones with the pointy ears and the tiny nose, right?
Yeah, the ones that look like they have
Sam
the
was
nose
a
moved.
halfling before that, though.
Yeah, Sam was a halfling.
Was he the same height, Githyanki, or is
No,
he
he
full
became.
height?
He
that
was
would've been
very
funny.
confused for a little while, but then he was like, "Oh wow, I can do lots more things."
I can reach the top shelf.
Basically. But during that narrative, Sam had always had a scar down. He was half dragonborn, so he had dragon left hand third. He basically had. Have you triggered yourself? Yeah. Okay. No, he wasn't. He wasn't Donald Duck.
Dragonborn from the waist down. Yeah.
He wasn't Donald Duck. No.
Saves a fortune on shoes.
He was half dragonborn on his left hand side, holdover from his parents on his father's side, and he always hated that about himself. So when he died and was resurrected, Ash gave. I can't remember how I got the item, but somehow I got the item, which allowed him to swap bodies effectively. And I think the idea was Sam was going to swap the body with his brother, who he hated. However, his brother then insulted his mother, so he stabbed him to death.
Not a murder hobo.
Not a murder hobo, first. However, I kept hold of that item until we were fighting an angel. And I used it on the angel. And I rolled a natural 20. And briefly, Sam was an angel.
Okay, which half?
All of it. Half of it.
Full angel.
Yes. But
No,
I do appreciate Mechanic Ash. I wanted to stay as an angel, but you said if you do, you'll have to go back to the Celestial Reign, and therefore my character will be written out. I didn't want to lose my character because I really liked him. So I chose to leave the body of an angel and come back to being a half.
It was a cool moment, wasn't it?
It was an awesome moment because I rolled a nat 20 on it. And when you roll a nat 20 on anything, it's epic. But to roll a nat 20 on a clutch roll like that, it becomes mythical.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to find out.
Your
One
time is
day,
coming.
Andy.
Yeah.
One day.
What you want is a D20 with 20s on every side, then you'll do it every time.
I'll probably still.
It's stupid cocked
You'll
every
find the
time.
only one.
Yeah, don't worry.
Do you know, weirdly, that talking about previous mechanics, there is a mechanic that in another game I've heard of where they introduce a luck die where there's more natural 20s and more natural ones on the dice. And you roll that dice, and if you get natural ones, you get more of a consequence. You get more natural. So it's a mechanic where it changes the parameters of luck.
When does it out?
End of May.
End of May.
Yeah.
I've got a coin I might be using in a game coming up.
Okay.
Where it's literally a nat 20 or a nat 1. So you can choose to use it instead of a dice. But you're running the risk, a 50-50 chance of either critting or critical fail.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, no, wait, end of April.
Aha.
I'm joking.
Oh.
Yeah, so last episode you're fine.
Which may or may not be appearing.
That noise you can hear is Andy scribbling notes.
Okay, from all of your experiences, either as a player or as a DM, what would you consider to be your favourite monster and why?
Mendax.
Oh, Mendax. Mendouche.
Mendax was a basically we were the group that were hired by an angel called Mendax, and I believe most of us did not trust him from the outset. He was an angel. He was an angel, he was a vessel, but none of us trusted him, and he turned out to be a bad guy. So him, played by Ash, created by Ash. We hated him at the end and we wanted to kill him, and we did.
The character or Ash?
To be fair, canonically I have killed Ash's character 13 times.
You need to get your own.
So it might be, and there might be something in that. I don't know. I haven't seen a professional.
Seems to be a theme in some of your characters.
But no, I'm just a fantastic DM and he's enjoying every moment he spends around the table with me. What can I say? I did like with him though that he got the nickname Mendouche very early on, didn't he?
Nice.
As a DM then, how would you describe your DM style?
Fast and loose.
I would hope my DM style is fun, engaging, and fulfilling for my players. In truth, I think my DM style is I make it up as I go along and hope it works. I do tend to run combats that are very, very difficult for my players, purely because I want them to have that moment of, oh, I'm dead, oh, I'm alive, I'll kill them, yeah. I like those epic moments. I mean, for example, one of the first things that will always stay with me, and I will always thank you, Ash, for this, is when I played Cologne in the first ever thing I did with character game in Militia Community. I have always had a hero complex. I've always had this thing I want to be the hero. And I knew that Militia's Divinity was winding down. And I came to Ash and I said, look, can I kill off my character in a really cool, like, epic way? And Ash agreed. And then I made Liz cry. Because we engineered it that my Liz's character was about to be, was it Finger of Death or?
Yeah, that's great. Finger of fudge, if that's enough. Go on, burn it away. I can feel Andy looking at me.
Was it Finger of Death or was it Disintegration?
I think it might be Disintegration, but let's say it was Finger of Death.
Either way, it was a damaging spell cast by the big bad evil guy. And we engineered it in such a way that Cologne literally jumped in front of the blast, saving Lynn's character and dying himself. Unfortunately, and this is for Andy a bit of a bad thing, at the same time your character was dying and nobody else noticed.
No, we know.
But I think
He's not held on to that.
no,
Must be me as a player. People just don't like me.
but like
I'll do running games for you.
there you go, I'm just here to footnote it for you. But yeah, I think that's the one thing I do love about the GU. We have those moments, and we can have those moments and give those moments to our players. And they will always remember those moments of we've made a player a god. Name anywhere else where they've actually taken a power character and said, "Oh, by the way, you're a god now." I can't think of any narrative that I've ever read or anything I've ever seen where the actual organisation has done this.
So, do you know what I would love though? I would love. It's always like, oh, you'd love to have like an epic death. I'd love to someone be like, can I have the most boring shit?
I would have been nasty trips into the lava.
Death. Like I slit my own throat trying to open a can of beans by accident. It's like a really pathetic.
We took Elvis on the toilet.
Yeah, it's just like you survive the battle, and then on the way out you slip and fall into like a pit of spikes by accident. It's just you're like, oh, come on.
A celebratory cookie and you choke.
Yeah. I really want more of that kind of stuff.
It's in the D&D movie.
Yes.
My favourite bit in that entire film is when they've resurrected people and they're asking the 5 questions. And they find that one.
Can you ask the last question, please, guys?
Well, no, they find that one guy that wasn't involved in the battle.
Yeah,
Because
he's sitting in the bath.
and knocked himself and killed himself in the bath, and he wasn't involved in that. That is the best bit in the entire film for me.
I love those. They're so good.
So, Carol, how do you approach session planning then as a DM when you're running games for people?
Right.
What is this planning?
Genuinely, it depends on what happened in the previous session.
Mm-hmm.
And like currently, I am running a game on Cheaper Nights for Ash, Zeke, Phil, and Ty, and the new guy is going to join us, Jake. Hopefully, I'm currently running that narrative, and it's effectively a pre-written narrative, which is slightly changed. That I don't have to do much prep for because it's already there. For Shadow Over This Place, every session was based on the session before. Because you guys were exploring a brand new place that no one in the charity game you have ever had been. In my head, I wanted it to be a bit procedural generated. So what you did had an effect on where you were going.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the topography of the Shadow Havens, which is the region I'm assuming I'm still in charge of.
No more.
Oh, fair enough.
Demoted!
The region I was in charge of for a brief moment. It's the Feywild is weird and strange, but the Shadow Havens I always envisioned as being inherently wrong. There's just something about the whole of it that just doesn't vibe. So when I was planning sessions for the Shadow Over This Place, it was always, how can I make my players feel uncomfortable? How can I, and not in that way.
Half the time.
Anyway,
He takes clothes off.
but no, in terms of how can I. Twin Peaks is a good example of that. Twin Peaks, the majority of Twin Peaks.
Other peaks are available.
No, just the two. The whole thing is written to unsettle the watcher, to unsettle the person watching. That's kind of what I was doing with Shadow Havens. However, with any other, for example, pre-written, like any of the big games, because they're pre-written, I don't do that much prep outside of creating the minis, painting the minis, creating sets, creating the maps. Potentially, if I don't have a map, I'll either grab a map from somewhere or make a map, So the preparation for running a 12-hour game is a lot more condensed than running a session myself. A session myself, I try and not limit myself by giving myself too much prep. Because I'm sure all of us as DMs, you prep the thing, you think this is a really cool idea, and then no one goes near it. And then you think, oh, I've wasted all my time. But what I've always said to DMs, and I say this to any aspiring DM, just because you've created it, you're the only one who knows they missed it. You can always move it to somewhere else. You can always put it somewhere else in the dungeon. So I tend not to do like heavy prep, but there'll be story beats that I want them to hit. There'll be A to B to C. If they go to Z, then fair enough, we'll go to Z. But yeah.
You have a lot of fun with that as well. It's like when they're in town, you really wanted them to come across this ice cream truck, and they didn't. And then they're in the middle of a dungeon, and then you turn the corner, there's an ice cream truck.
There's a lot of foot traffic through this dungeon.
Yeah, very interesting.
Lots of adventures getting the first level.
You get a whole different vibe from it. It's a fun and friendly ice cream truck in the middle of town. What the fuck is an ice cream truck doing down here?
Why is this red sauce so red?
So, what tools and equipment do you have to have at the table with you when you're running the game?
A table.
A table, yes, chairs,
Yeah.
handy.
Where?
My laptop, normally. A set of dice, obviously. My DM screen, even though I can't see over it, as previously mentioned.
Because you have to have a...
Booster seat.
Thank you.
Step ladder.
Yeah.
Oh, who's to say?
Yeah.
Right, but now I tend to bring my TV because
He gets bored in the middle of the game.
yeah, I just switch off and just watch some friends or something. Not the show. I just watch people that eat.
And just watch my friends.
I just watch porn.
P-A-W-N.
So, TV, laptop, dice.
Yeah. And then any minis that I think that the players may encounter. I mean, like I say, the pre-written adventures, the 12-hour games, are very structured because they have to, because we're building the narrative and we're building the world, they have to hit these narrative beats. So it's easier to prep for one of them because I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a free-form, day-to-day, like every Tuesday,
You don't know what you're doing.
I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. But that's because I want the players to be involved in the creative process. Rather than saying, you go here, you do this thing. For me, I like the idea that they go, oh, no, we're going to go and talk to this guy. Same time, I hate it because 9 times out of 10, I'll create something and they instantly destroy it.
Yeah, but I've played with the players at your table. That happens quite a lot.
Yes, exactly. I'm not saying any names, Ash.
Ash, terrible as a player for destroying
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm just terrible as a player.
Yeah.
Shots fired over the pork barrel.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, what do you enjoy most about DMing?
Like I say, I like it when my players feel like they've accomplished something and they feel like they've had fun. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what...
During pre-nights.
I mean, that's fun too. So that's fun for me. Although, having said that, I don't... honestly, I've never set out to kill a party. Genuinely, I've never actually created characters and thought, this will kill my characters. This will kill my players. I have had pretty much a total party kill, apart from one player who didn't turn up because he was...
Because you tipped him off.
He was ill, wasn't he?
He was
the
ill,
session.
Yeah. And then the rest of the party were wiped out. But I didn't intend that to happen. But then that's how it happened. That's what happened. That's how the dice lay. You know, it happened. My favourite thing, like I say, my favourite thing about being a DM is creating something and letting people play it, letting people walk around inside my head for 2 hours, 3 hours, and just see. Yeah. Sorry,
Scary.
that's what you do every Tuesday, every other Tuesday. Deal with it.
If they walk around your head for 2 or 3 hours, will they actually find anything?
It's completely empty. That's what procedural generator is.
Terrifying.
That's still under the radar.
And what about table snacks and drinks and prep for yourself for a session, either as a player or a DM? Because I appreciate it's different sometimes depending on what you're doing.
So, as a DM, I don't snack. I don't snack. Purely for the fact that because of the way I feel, because I am the world when I'm DM. I'm literally creating. Oh no, because you have to be there to respond to every
Here you
question.
go.
So I personally
Not going to get out the doorway now.
I personally feel it's like impolite if somebody says I do this and then you're halfway through a mouthful of food.
Roll a dexterity saving throw, otherwise you're going to get covered in my spaghetti.
Exactly that.
You always have to be on, don't you?
Yeah. So I don't tend to eat when I'm DMing because of the fact that I know, for me, that would make me uncomfortable having, Whereas when I'm a player,
Never stop.
when I'm a player, this is what I love about being a player. And this happens every other Tuesday and every time I've been at a 12-hour game. There's that moment where other players are playing and you're watching a film. And you're literally just eating the popcorn, watching the rest of the players. You're involved in the...
Do you like stress eat? So when it gets to a point you're like, oh my god, and suddenly you're like,
100%.
I need all the snacks right now.
100%. There have been times when characters have gone down mid-combat and I will be literally stress eating. But for me, most of the time, I'm like eating because I'm watching a film.
But what's your go-to snack?
Peanut M&Ms.
Oh, sorry, you can't bring them. We've got allergy issues.
That's my go-to. So
I like
I
to
wouldn't-
eat the soul of my players.
Nom 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 nom.
I mean, yeah, tasty. Yeah.
If all right, non-peanut, non-nut related.
Skittles.
Oh yes, I love Skittles.
Which Skittles?
Original.
No. Oh.
Original Skittles.
You're all correct. It's crispy M&Ms or Pimbles.
Pimbles.
Oh yeah, no, I've got to
I
agree
like
with you on
the giant
Pimbles.
sour
Packs of
Skittles.
Pimbles.
No, I agree with
The
them.
ones in the green pack. I do love because they're not really sour, and then you get one. It's like
Yeah,
ow.
Turns your face inside out. Yeah.
On a related question, we talked about allergies, and rightly so, because we don't want to be responsible for causing anyone. But a bounty's then, because coconut is a nut. Does that mean I can't have a bounty?
I think coconut is a fruit rather than a nut. It's the different families of what they are. So coconut, I believe, is fruit. It is not nut.
I'm not aware of anyone who has a coconut allergy in the charity, but I am aware of people who have peanut allergies.
people do have coconut, and you can have
Oh, you can, but what I mean is I don't think anyone in the charity has a coconut allergy.
For our listeners who might be a doctor or just an avid reader, let us know. Is a coconut part of the nut allergy group, or is it a fruit? Or is
if
it
you're full of
weirdly a
allergies,
vegetable?
let us know.
Or a meat.
Yes, is it meat?
Yeah.
If you're full of nut allergies, all different types, let us know that as well.
Yeah.
It's useful to know.
Yeah, let us know what we shouldn't bring to keep you safe.
And changing topic slightly.
Ever so slightly.
So I know you've said before that you've listened to all of the podcasts. What's been your favourite part of the podcast campaign so far?
And why is it my DMing?
It's not your demon, sorry. It's not.
It's not.
Genuinely, and I think I said this in the wrap-up episode, I am really enjoying the interplay between Vespa and G. Because it's not even... I can't even call it, as a listener, I can't even call it a love-hate relationship, because I don't think the emotions on both sides are that strong. Do you see what I'm saying? It's that moment of mixed communication and mixed signals and mixed. You're both pulling at the same thread from different directions for the same goal, and you don't realise. And this is what I'm getting as a listener. You don't realise that you're talking about the same thing, but from two different points. And I'm really excited to see where that's going to go. Whether or not you'll finally, as characters, whether the characters will finally have that synergy moment of, oh, I get what you mean now, or I get what you know. Or if you're constantly going to be butting heads.
On a personal note for that, what is quite it's difficult, but it's also helpful, is that I in my real life struggle with when people don't see things the same way I do. I can't. So when you're in a situation and you're like, it's this, and I'm like, no, it's this. I'm like, I don't understand. I literally cannot comprehend that they are seeing it from a different way. I just can't do it. So for me, it's really helpful, because in those situations socially, I do really struggle to go.
You can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see it. So it's really helpful for me to go, okay, explain it to me. Explain it to me why you're seeing it from a different way, because I couldn't even begin to fathom how you're coming at it from the direction you're coming at it. So because it is a struggle, and it's something that I find, on a personal note, very helpful, because it helps me in those situations when I do come across it in real life, and I'm like, no, hang on a second, let's take a moment and go, no, you're not correct, it's this. Yeah. And then they go, why does it have to be that?
I mean, Vesper is, to a degree, taking a bit of a risk, because we know that if G gets really upset, just cast your mind back to a forest clearing and a young girl unconscious on the floor.
I think, but she never thinks you would go that far, because that's part of it. It's like she doesn't see it as it being that big, so she doesn't see it as the risk that he would necessarily. Well, but when they were in Timberminster, she definitely thought he was going to leave. But she was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, then you don't want to. You don't want to continue us. It's fine. I think it's a little bit more difficult to be like, right, I'm going home when you're in a celestial.
You storm off and you realise, hang on, I've got nowhere to go. You storm back again.
Yeah, but I definitely don't think he's going to like shank her in her sleep kind of situation.
This is, I suppose, why I love the CGG as a whole. You said about how this is informed, your way of thinking informed. You know, you do this thing where you can't get yourself, and therefore doing it in a role-play scenario allows you to realise that. I have spoke to at least 2 or 3 people that said they couldn't have conversations with other people with social anxiety, but they can sit at a table of complete strangers and chat away to those people in-game and out-of-game just because of what we're doing.
Yep.
And those people that suffer with social anxiety are now no longer suffering social anxiety because of what we do.
Yep.
Not just the money, but that is an awesome thing.
Eating me. So that out of context. Wow. Okay, moving on.
Where's Ron Cobb?
Next question. Now, Andy thinks that this question has already been asked, but it hasn't already been asked,
Cool.
my dear. Because the question is your favourite character of the podcast characters. Who is your, including NPCs, who has been your
including NPCs.
favourite podcast?
The most
why is
important
he
question.
ours?
Yeah,
It's
who's
gonna be
been
Yarl, 'cause
your...
you gave me a birthday party.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was the what was his name? Basically Hugh Hefner.
Right, it's Barnaby Thurl.
Yeah. Because you took in
The hide
so
face.
the character has because I've run a few games now. The character of Barnaby Thurl has always been portrayed in other games. Yes, I'm talking about yes. Barnaby Thurl has always been portrayed in other games in a certain way. Within this podcast, he has become Hugh Hefner. That canonically is now true because of this podcast.
Yeah.
So in terms of favourite character, it's him, because as a character I never thought would be interpreted by these players like that.
Nice. Now, next question I have to ask, because when we were getting ready for this episode, I asked all of my fellow presenters for questions, examples of questions. And all of them said, who is your favourite presenter and why is it me? So my question is, and you cannot plead the fifth, who's your favourite presenter?
So, purely because of the episode they run.
Okay.
You are my favourite presenter.
Oh,
Not because,
Suck up.
well, for valid reason, isn't it?
you don't even need a valid reason.
Good job he drove himself. He wouldn't get to live down with us otherwise, would he?
Washes over me, washes over.
That's because you're short.
Yes.
Because I'm the only one who's been abused.
Yes. And that's your prize. No, genuinely, the roundup episodes, I give me as a listener a way to see inside your minds as players, to see why you did the things you did.
And that's why it's not his favourite, because it scares him.
No,
Yeah, it scares everybody.
the fireside chat, awesome for bringing new players and actually explaining why the Chariot Gaming Guild does the things and gives players access to knowledge they wouldn't necessarily have unless they sat down with one of the people at this table and actually spoke to them at length. The game, obviously, really fun to enjoy, but the community episodes, genuinely, I think, was a masterstroke, because in this context, it allows anyone who doesn't know how to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Literally allows people to just randomly blurt out any sort of question that's been on their mind, and you can make a whole topic out of that. And because it's fed by our community, it then feeds into building those bridges and building that narrative and building that synergy within the Charity Game Guild. The more players we get, the more money we get. The more we cater to players and what they want to know, the more interest we get. Genuinely, I think, and also with the other three, they are, and it's not a bad thing, they are structured.
Please not.
They are structured in the sense of you have fireside chat, you're talking about a particular topic. The recap, you're talking about the previous game. The game, you're talking about game. Whereas the community episodes, you can be a lot more freeform with it. And I think because of that, not necessarily, well, because of that, I think you are my favourite presenter. Because of that fact.
Very diplomatic to make it about the episode and not about presenter. Well,
Yeah, we need to reword this question so the next guest doesn't fall into the same trap.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I will take you aside and tell you why you're wrong.
I mean, to be fair, To be absolutely fair, that's an unfair question to the guests because they're all brilliant.
And we will still ask every single time.
Oh, absolutely. This is set in stone. This is
You're all
concrete
wonderful
questions.
people, and I'm very, very humbled and very appreciative that you allowed me to come and play at the table with.
Well, that brings us to our last question. How have you enjoyed your experience with us?
It's been fantastic. It's been great. I heartily recommend to anyone who wants to take part. The narrative that I was furnished by Ash allowed me to jump in straight away without having to do too much heavy lifting. All the other episodes I've taken part in have been brilliant. I love talking about D&D. I love to talk to people that are also passionate about the same thing. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. And if any of our other Discord members want to come on the podcast, how do they go about that, Ash?
They go onto the NatPun Discord chat thing. Is there a specific channel for membership things? I can't remember. No, I tell you how we do it. I remember how we do it now. It's all coming flooding back to me. You have to be a member on Patreon.
Yes, there is
there is a Patreon tier that allows you to be a member.
Yes, go to patreon.com/CharityDND. Make sure you sign up to the right level. And then when we are looking for guests to come on the podcast, it's posted through Patreon because then the post can only be seen by people who are the right Patreon tier. That's how we do it.
The final thing, just to hijack the episode.
What?
Bring back Eldrin.
Who? Eldrin?
No.
Who's he?
Don't know who you're talking about. Sorry.
Never heard of him.
Works.
Who heard of him?
Well, he didn't know, but just as the portal was closing off, I now flew.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Case is dangerous.
Well, thank you once again. Thank you to our wonderful listeners, and we really appreciate you listening to us, being patient with us when we have our little hiatuses, because we are all volunteers, you know. We ain't doing this for the clout. I mean, we would if we could, but I don't think we're there yet.
If someone does want to pay us to do it full time, I'm pretty certain the money's right.
What I would definitely say is if there are any people out there, yes, who would like to sponsor the NatPun podcast, and you will get... Yeah, I mean, if it's the personal people, if there's companies, you want your own personal shout out for being a sponsor for the podcast.
So sponsor and provide snacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it is a company that makes snacks and they want to sponsor us and provide us with snacks, say Cadbury's, we'd be more than happy for that. But yes, thank you for listening. Take care of yourselves. Love to you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome everyone and howdy. We're going to sort of put out a special thanks to all our Patreon members. I will kick us off with our Ruby members. We have Onyx12 Nix, One Fish, and I will be having words with your parents for why they gave you such strange names. Josh, Alberta, Becca M, Paul C, Lil May and Niall.
And our Sapphire members, Kylie, Dave R and Gary.
Emerald members, Michael, Samantha and Stuart.
And our Diamond Geezers, Andy, Zeke, Chris L, Martin, David F, John, Bertie and Ash.
And of course that just leaves our ruling council Patreon tier members, Chris BT, Sophia and JP. Thank you to all of our Patreon members for supporting everything we do, and if you want to shout out on the NatPun podcast, head over to patreon.com/CharityDND and sign up today.